Hi, everybody. We've got Diverse and United coming up in March, which is really exciting. We've got some wonderful presenters, including Sue Southern, who lives just down the road from a very famous city called Oxford. And Sue is going to be talking to us about the things she's discovered since becoming a professional kinesiologist, particularly with Show Me the Energy. Over to you, Sue.
Oh, thank you, Molly. And thank you so much for accepting me on the agenda for the conference. I'm really excited to be there in an audience with other kinesiologists. And I feel that this technique that I'm going to bring to everyone will be a great opener to get to those places where we have moments where we're just not quite sure where to begin or where to continue when we're working with a client. And in doing that, it's been something I've been working with, must be over a year now. And since it sort of first came to me to use this technique, I've been experimenting with it with my own environment, with myself. I do a lot of self-testing too, and I can do many of my own corrections on my husband. And then I thought, well, let's take this further afield. And I've done it with other practitioners. A lot of my work is with other practitioners and helping them to get the confidence to use the magnificent skills that they've learned. So what I want to share in the conference is, it all started off with this dilemma for me, because I went through my training, and every day of training, I was just so excited. And more and more I was thinking, oh, muscle response testing, you don't have to guess at anything. You know, you've got this method of communicating with the body. And, oh, absolutely brilliant. But then as the list of techniques that I learned was growing, and I counted them up because I was keeping my own notes and about all the things from foundation, practitioner's course, diploma. And there were over 200, oh, wow, 200, magnificent learning. And then clients would come in with lists of problems, this great big pages of their health form with problems of every imaginable sort. And I started to think, well, how do I match up this list of techniques with the list of problems? And there were times where I felt absolutely stuck. And where do I go from here? So what drives me is it's always, how do I refine? How do I take that a little bit further? How do I simplify it so that the time that any person is with me, I can do the maximum benefit for them? And that's what constantly drives me. And I first of all came across this tool called the Biofilm Viewer, which has, well, opened my eyes in such a different way. It's amazing. I've got details of that on my website if anyone wants to have a little look. There's a case study on there. But it brings our energy systems into the visible spectrum, and it's taught me so much. So that was a big help. Except now I've got a list of techniques, a list of client problems, and biofield images all to work through together. So whilst it taught me a lot, it also added to the problem in a little way. So I need something more. And that's when I started to say, well, okay, just show me the energy that we need to work on now. And it's all developed from there and really expanded from there. And to be able to bring it out into the international audience that we have with the conference is a real joy. One of the other things that comes up, though, is, well, once you've always locked in something from Show Me the Energy, is, well, what do I do then? And I've got with me here some of the tools that I use. So I've got my crystal pyramids. So here's an example of one of them. This little beauty, she is amethyst. And inside, there's a representation of a lotus flower. And this one's all about opening, and it's often called for on the crown. So she's amazing. Then this one Look at that, all inside. It's light colours, amethyst and blue chalcedony. And this one is very much about communication. And so it helps a lot with relationships. So any problems like that comes up. Then I've got 3 others as well. Maybe it's too much detail to go through all of them. What do you think, Molly? Too much at this time?
I don't mind. They're interesting.
Okay, right. Well, let's have a look at this one then. This one's got amethyst in it. And it's got the sign of Om, you know, the Om sign. And this one is a heart opener. So I typically place this on the heart. This one. In here we have lapis lazuli, and the cogs inside, but much like you would see inside a clock. This one's all about connections. What connections do we need to optimize for the person, making or breaking, strengthening, releasing, whatever's needed there. And then my 5th one, this one's black obsidian with red coral, and inside there's a silver ring. And this one typically goes between the ankles, and it's all about boundaries. So what of our boundaries need to be optimized, making them, breaking them, relaxing them, putting them in place, taking them down. The crystals just do what's right for the person. And when they're all being worked together, then they do even more magical things. Well, I know it's scientific, but I like to think of it as magic.
I like the way you think it's scientific. And you were also telling me you're really enjoying the Bushflower Essences.
Oh, I am, Molly. Yeah. A little piece of Australia in my treatment room. And with these sometimes what's needed, because they are so magnificent, if a client's a complex case where they are just such a tangle of emotional things, then these magnificent essences just put both boxes on top of the person. And they're really heavy. They are heavy boxes, but it feels really reassuring and comforting when you put them on. And then after they've had maybe 30 seconds even, their energy system will call on them. It's like I say, oh yeah, I'll have a little bit of that one and a little bit of that one and a bit of that one, a bit of that one, and I'll just use that. And now I need one in particular. So then you can muscle test just by touching the rose, each rose, and a change of indicator will show you which one's relevant. And I've noticed there's a couple in particular that come up more than the others. I think you've had this too, Molly, haven't you? With some really those go-to essences that you'll finish the bottle before some are open. Mulla Mulla is one of those. It's very much related to heat issues, but I also feel very strongly that it's about helping with decision making, which is a bit of a diversion perhaps, but that's how it comes up for decision making. And the other one that comes up a lot is this one, Sunshine Wattle. Sunshine Wattle. This is about being stuck in the past and expectation of a grim future. So I mean,
that's not relevant, is it, in the last 2 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, so wonderful. It's going to be wonderful having you present to us and share the protocol that you've developed, because I think many of us have had that moment of overwhelm. My nickname for it is Hermione's handbag. When the client comes in and they seem to have they open up this handbag that's enormous and everything comes out. But maybe that's also the magic of kinesiology, that finally they feel they can talk about things that have been bottled up. So,
yes,
yeah,
I agree. And actually, I also have a Harry Potter connection, because all those people in the Muggle world. And I feel, we're the magicians. I know it's scientific, but I love the magic in it. So how we find our way to explain our craft to the muggle world is a talent in itself.
Oh, yes, I think there's whole workshops can be done on that topic alone. How to explain what you're doing when you're doing it to somebody who's never experienced it before.
Yeah, bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, well, thank you, Sue. I'm so looking forward to your presentation. And
thank you, Molly.
I hope everybody who hasn't registered yet gets on and registers, get your ticket. And there's a beautiful e-journal. You get the recordings of the whole conference. It's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the best things about our kinesiology conferences are our breakout rooms, where you get to meet people like Sue after the presentation and actually talk to them and ask them more questions. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to deepen and I always think inspire each other, because we all love kinesiology so much.
Definitely. Well, what I'd like to do in the breakout room is, for everyone who's keen to try it, is use the remote session technique that I do. So in the main presentation, I'll have my treatment room and a person on the table to do a demonstration. And in the breakout room, I'll be doing remote work for anyone who'd like to give it a go.
Oh, wonderful, Sue. Oh, well, thank you for that. And thank you for meeting me on, well, my evening and your breakfast.
Yes, it's a pleasure, Molly. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me.